Hello, I'm Monisha Bharadwaj. I'm a food writer and an Indian chef based in London, United Kingdom. I teach cookery at various cooking schools all over the UK and also run my own school, Cooking with Monisha, which is based in London. Today I'm going to introduce you to basic Indian spices and tell you how to use them. India is a big country. It's made up of various states and each state has its own cuisine. Therefore, there's no one general Indian cuisine. In fact, all the various kinds of cooking in India are brought together with the use of spices, and we use many different spices. Having said that, you really don't need more than 6 or 7 spices for your everyday Indian home cooking, and these are quite commonly found all over the world. Why do we use spices? I like to think that we use spices for 4 reasons. Firstly, and most importantly, for their health benefits. All spices are healing. Some have anti-cancer properties, others are good digestives, or even sometimes they are good for your eyesight. Secondly, they add flavor to your cooking. Spices have aromatic oils, which then flavor the food that we are eating and create all those wonderful tastes. Thirdly, spices bring color to your food. And lastly, they add substance and body to the curry. I'm now going to introduce you to my spice box. Here is my spice box. You can see that it's got 2 lids, and this is because spices need to be stored really properly, but I will talk to you about that a bit later. A traditional Indian spice box has 7 compartments, which means that really you should need no more than these to make your everyday Indian meal. My spice box has cumin seeds, black mustard seeds, turmeric, which is bright yellow, red chili powder, coriander seed powder, cumin powder or ground cumin, and garam masala, which is a blend of many spices including cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, pepper, all sorts of warming aromatic spices. Now you can see that there are 2 kinds of spices in my box, the seeds and the powders, and they work slightly differently. As we are trying to get the aromatic oils of spices into our cooking, we need to release these aromatic oils. In the seeds, the aromatic oils have not yet been released, and therefore we need to do them by processing them. A simple rule to follow is when you're using a recipe that has oil, the seeds always go into the hot oil first. This is because the seeds need a high temperature in order to split and release the aromatic oils into the cooking oil, which will flavor our food. If you're using powdered spices, the aromatic oils have already been released in the processing. Therefore, a good tip is to put the powdered spices on top of some other ingredient that has reduced the temperature in the pan. You can, of course, add powdered spices to the cooking oil at the beginning, but this is a bit risky if you're not used to working with spices. So a good tip to follow is seeds go first, underneath the main ingredient, and powders go on top, above the main ingredient, so that you don't have a risk of burning either of them. Now, I'm often asked whether one needs to grind one's own spices, because this can be rather time consuming. I don't think you need to grind your own spices. If you buy spices that are fresh and use them up within 6 months, you should have no problem at all. Store your spices properly, away from light, air and moisture, and therefore you have this double lid in a traditional spice box. If you'd like to learn more about how to use spices in Indian cooking, please do buy one of my books. The Indian Kitchen talks all about spices and has really fabulous, easy recipes for you to follow. Healthy Indian in Minutes is how I cook at home, and Indian in 6 is quick recipes using 6 ingredients or less. To know more about me and about my classes, please visit my website www.cookingwithmonisha.com, and when you're in London, please do drop in and come along for a class. I look forward to seeing you again. Please come back to my YouTube blog for some more recipes. Bye-bye.